All right. Just gonna do a vibes episode here. So Big Ten championship just finished up. Indiana beats Ohio State 13-10. Great game for Indiana. Congratulations. Great season. Number one seed in the playoff. I think the Heisman winner. We can say that now. I was saying forever. Two-man race. Julian saying Fernando Mendoza. And Fernando, I think, had a Heisman moment on that third down ball on their final drive to essentially steal that game. Hell of a game, hell of a throw. He really settled in nicely into quarters 2, 3, and 4 and looked really good while doing it. Indiana's defensive line destroyed Ohio State's O-line today. I don't know how many sacks Indiana had, like 5, 6. I should look at the numbers, but they controlled this game. And it was a very close game. It was a tight game. It had a national championship feel. And that was kind of what I was expecting coming in, but I thought Ohio State would squeak it out, and they did not. But just to go over how close this game was, I mean, just so evenly matched. Julian saying 258 passing yards, Fernando Mendoza 222. I think Fernando Mendoza had better, situational stuff and better moments, but, Julian wasn't bad. He was just uncomfortable all game long. He had a couple iffy throws for sure, but he was uncomfortable. He wasn't the reason why they lost. Total yards, 340 by Indiana to 322 for Ohio State. 1 turnover each, 17 first downs each. Indiana 6 of 13 on third down. That's a little bit better than Ohio State being 4 of 12. Time of possession, 29-47 for Indiana, 30-13 for Ohio State. I mean, total yards, turnovers, first downs, time of possession, all essentially 50-50. Like I can't recall a game being so close like this. And you could see that. You could kind of see it had a playoff feel. I think it had a national championship feel, honestly. And, man, I really hope to play them again. I think Ohio State they shot themselves in the foot a lot. And they had, I don't know. I didn't love some of the play calling, some of the situational stuff, especially in the red zone. The red zone is so bad for Ohio State. I mean, the red zone play calling and execution has been bad all year. But, man, it's just they get down there and it's just they cannot move the ball. They try to run the ball. They can't run. I feel like they don't try to spread it out and throw the ball. Like, come out with like a 3 wide receiver set or 4 wide receiver set and, like, let's get these guys in action. Like, take the Ferraris out of the garage. Let's go. And I know it's hard to score down there. Indiana also has – do they have the best red zone defense in the country, or they have one of the best defenses red zone defenses? So I knew that going in that was one of my concerns in my preview video was Ohio State's oftentimes, at best, actually, inconsistent red zone execution and play calling on offense going up against maybe the best red zone defense in the country. And you saw that today. They had, did they have 4 red zone possessions? And what's the result of them? 1 touchdown, 1 field goal, 1 missed field goal, and the turnover on downs when Julian Sand's knee was down on that sneak. Is that right? I might have that wrong. But that's not good enough. 4 red zone trips, 10 points, and that field goal, man. I'm really not trying to dog on the kid. Look, Jaden Fielding, no one feels worse than Jaden Fielding. And missing that chip shot field goal, unfortunately, he's done that. This is not the first time he's done that. Like, Ohio State fans will tell you, just in a really tight game, he misses kicks. Especially chip shots like that. He missed 2 gimme kicks against Michigan last year. So this is what he does. You can't rely on him to make kicks for you unless you have a lead, a sizable lead. He made the kick last year in the Natty to seal it. Awesome. Great kick. And you give credit for that. But I think we were up 8 at the time. So, there was you had the touchdown plus 2-point conversion lead, and then you kick the 3, bump it to 11. There's not I'm not saying there was no pressure for that. Obviously there's pressure, but when the game is tied and it's tight, like it's really tight like it was, or if Ohio State is down, you can't rely on him. And look, no one feels worse than he does. Believe me, no one does. But I'm harping on this because obviously it's a huge thing that shouldn't have happened, and he's got to make that. We have the pattern of him missing these kicks. Ryan Day, you have to stop putting him in this position. And if it means someone else has to go in and kick that ball, then you have to make that hard decision. That you can't just continue to put the ball in his hands if he's going to miss kicks like this. And I know it's easy for me to say, but you keep seeing the same result in games like this way too often. So I guess my whole point of this rant is, can this change the red zone approach overall and just in general, and just completely reboot it, restart, throw the ball. Like, I like being more aggressive going forward on fourth down, even in a tight game. And just like, I don't know, can we throw like a fade to Jeremiah Smith? You know, like I feel like we've gone away from that. We're just not utilizing our best weapons down there at all. And we're putting it on the kicker, the leg of a kicker who has shown us time and time again he can miss kicks like this in a game like this. So I don't know. I'm tired of seeing it. Ohio State fans, I know, we're tired of seeing it, and it feels like it's just over and over and over with that. I thought it was just kind of overall a pretty stinker of a game. Now, the good news is, if this is a stinker of a Ryan Day game, it's a pretty good stinker. You know, it's like, you know, someone had to lose this game, and credit to Indiana, but I don't know. It's just, you know, Ryan Day's been so hot, and Ohio State's been on that crazy run since losing to Michigan last year, and we've been playing so well. They've been playing so well, and just the confidence of the team and like Ryan Day and the staff, and Ryan Day's felt like a new man since the loss to Michigan and the run that they went on. It just, you know, everything's been rolling with this program, and this is a gut check. Like, they got punched in the face, and that's what this is. And you know what? Fuck, sometimes you need to get punched in the face. So let's look at this glass half full. Season's not over, obviously. Still might get a first round bye. I guess we'll see how that plays out in the final rankings. I think that come out tomorrow, Sunday. And I think this could be a good opportunity to make some hard but necessary changes and just some of the situational play calling stuff. Figure out right guard. Tegra Shabola got yanked today because he didn't look good at all. Figure that out. Figure out the red zone stuff. The kicking thing, like, we just cannot rely on Jaden Fielding. The play calling, I touched on that already. Like, just these are the things that need to change. And Ohio State and Ryan Day, I oftentimes need a loss in order to make that change. Defense was fine, I think. I mean, you know, I don't know. Second half of the game, we really needed the defense to make a play. And it honestly kind of felt that to start the game. I think I texted my brother, like, we need a turnover. And then immediately we got that great play by Zoe. And then tip the ball up and the Igbinosun pick. And it just felt like Ohio State needed another one because Indiana's defensive line was so good and completely dominated Ohio State's O-line. Ohio State had no offense, no rhythm, couldn't convert a third down until, the third quarter. But it was just pulling teeth. Tegra Shabola did not have a good game. They yanked him, brought in Gabe Vincicle, who I thought, you know, I guess I didn't notice as many blow-ups, and I thought it was a little bit better, especially in the run game. So I think that was an improvement. I don't know. It's a gut check. It's a punch in the face, but I think it's maybe a necessary one because everyone's just been so high on us all year, and just, it's like, all right, you're not invincible. You know, like, here's a loss. Let's see how you respond and how you handle it. Indiana, incredible season. Curt Cignetti has done an incredible job. I can't believe the turnaround that I'm seeing with this. I mean, this is year 2 of what was, I think, the losingest program in college football history, statistically speaking. And they're 13-0, going to be the 1 seed in the playoffs. Just beat Ohio State, won the Big Ten, and Fernando Mendoza had his Heisman moment there on that last third down ball. Great throw, great catch. That's an insane turnaround for year 2 of this program. So what Curt Cignetti is doing is crazy, and he's talking shit, which I really wanted to beat him because I know Indiana, like, they're hot, their fans are talking shit, he talks shit, which is their thing. Do it. It's good for the sport. It's good for the Big Ten. But damn, like, they're talking, so it would have felt good. But I just keep coming back to, you have to give them a lot of credit. And you have to give them a lot of credit for, you know, never letting Ohio State get comfortable. And this is a gut check for Ohio State. Indiana, damn, I would love to see them again. I would love to meet them in the Natty. If that somehow plays out that way, I think it would be a great game round 2.